Today in my Culture and the Environment class, I actually learned how global warming contributed to the Syrian refugee crisis.
In biology, Professor Kunkel talked about microorganisms, these little organisms that we really can't even see, and how they're like related to the basis of our survival and like how they basically are keeping us alive.
I learned last week how memories are stored in the long term in your brain from my cell biology teacher, Professor Dixit, and I've already applied it to a paper in a different class of mine.
What I have learned over the years is that we have really an amazingly talented and hardworking set of undergraduate students, and many of them are my TAs, and they have helped me become a better educator and a better professor.
This week in ancient Greek and Roman medicine, I learned that Hippocratic physicians use their five senses to diagnose patients, and this included tasting urine to determine if patients had diabetes. And if the urine was sweet, then that often indicated that patients had diabetes.
I learned that when you're looking for a job, it's more about the people you know and where your passions lie.
This week in Abnormal Psych with Professor Thompson, we learned about seasonal mood disorder, where when the sun's out, your mood's going to be uplifted. And obviously today it's really nice out, and so I'm feeling good.
Today I learned how complicated the process of law and technology is.
I've learned that America can change how it views its exceptionalism based on failures or success in foreign policy.
I learned from my Intro to Neuroethology professor, Dr. Carlson, that owls are unable to move their eyes, and that is why that they can twist their necks all the way around.
So I learned recently that it may be the case that we have our large brains to thank for our propensity to gain weight. In the class that I teach, one of the topics we talk about is the evolution of large brains. And one of my students alerted me to a recent paper which showed that we have metabolic rates that are substantially higher than other ape species. If you compare our metabolic rates to those of our closest living relatives, chimpanzees and bonobos, we burn through 27% more calories per day on average.
I learned that the word enclave is pronounced enclave, not enclave.
In my class Rocks and Minerals in the Environment with Brad Joliffe, we learned all about crystal structures this week, which is really cool about like the actual lattice of how the atoms fit together to form minerals.
So in Professor Lowenstein's Renaissance of Doubt class, we talked about Hamlet as a series of experiments conducted by Hamlet, because like if you're the Prince of Denmark and a ghost comes to you and you can't tell whether it's your actual father or a demon, you have to carry out like a series of experiments to figure out whether your uncle really is guilty and if the ghost is real or not.
That much work that I'm rushing to go do.